Hi, my name is Matt Eichelberger, and I am the chair of the Criminal Defense Division here at the Eichelberger Law Firm in Jackson, Mississippi. Our firm handles cases across the entire state, and we represent people charged with everything from misdemeanors through federal crimes and even violent felonies. In the DUI cases we handle, I'm seeing DUI officers make a certain mistake more and more often. In fact, there are several law enforcement agencies in Mississippi where it's so common you could almost say it's their policy. What I'm talking about is an over-reliance on and a misuse of the preliminary breath test, or PBT. The officers are using it at the wrong time, at the wrong stage of the DUI investigation, and they're creating reasonable doubt left and right as a result. Before I go any further, let me explain what a PBT is. The PBT, which we sometimes call a handheld, is a small device about the size of a cell phone. It's a portable breath testing machine. Now, the intoxilizer is the larger mounted device that is used after somebody is arrested to get their BAC. That's the number we see in court. Now, that's not what we're talking about here. The PBT is smaller and much less reliable. The numbers that it gives are not even admissible in court in Mississippi. In fact, it's just an indicator that there's alcohol in someone's system, which, by the way, is not in and of itself illegal. DUI officers across the country are taught the same way using manuals created by NHTSA, or the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The DUI investigation methods that are taught by NHTSA have been studied by roughly 50 years or over 50 years, and they've got some very specific rules to them. When they're followed, NHTSA says the results can provide probable cause to arrest someone for DUI, but that's when they're followed. The manual that each officer is trained on, which we call the NHTSA manual, is also very specific about when an officer is to use the PBT. The current NHTSA manual, which was published in 2023, tells us not once, not twice, but 6 different times that the PBT should be used after the officer completes the standardized field sobriety tests. Not before those tests, but after. Why is that? The officer is to properly use the 3 standardized field sobriety tests, the HGN test, the walk and turn, and the one-leg stand, to figure out whether the driver is impaired. After the officer has established that the driver is in fact impaired, he then uses the PBT to gather evidence that alcohol is the reason for the impairment that he's already established. This is specifically spelled out on page 18 of Session 7 in the NHTSA manual. And like I said, 5 other places too. Too often, we are seeing officers asking, "Have you had anything to drink tonight?" And if the answer is yes, just sticking the PBT in the driver's face and saying, "Blow in this." Then they are making the arrest with that as the basis. That is directly contrary to the NHTSA manual, and it turns DUI investigation upside down. There is no evidence of impairment, and NHTSA itself says that is not what an officer should base a DUI arrest on. If you or a loved one are facing a DUI arrest in Mississippi, reach out to us and let us help you. DUI cases are not nearly as cut and dried as people make them out to be, and in fact, they can be extremely complex, as you can see. The consequences can be extreme too, but don't worry. Our firm has decades of experience representing people in courts across Mississippi, from the Gulf Coast, through the Jackson Metro, through the Delta, to the Northeast Hills, and everywhere in between. We're here to help you. Give us a call today at the Eichelberger Law Firm and let us go to work for you.